everybody, to this very special holiday episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. I'm one of your three hosts, Chris.
This is Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I did the thing.
This is a very special Christmas episode. Today we are making Christmas, fa la la.
Ha!
It took you a moment, Sydney.
No, I wasn't going to laugh. I was waiting for Cheryl to laugh, and then Cheryl didn't laugh, and I was like, someone better give him a pity laugh.
You only do things
and
that other people do?
And I also got the other song stuck in my head. That's like, that song.
I don't know what song that is.
It's a Christmas song.
Is that the Ethiopian national anthem?
Yeah.
Okay. It'll get stuck in your head later, I promise.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
You should watch it tonight. Just put one screen on Vampire Diaries and a second screen on The Nightmare Before Christmas. Teach your eyes to point in different directions, much like a chameleon.
Do chameleons do that?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't think that would be enjoyable. I think one show at a time.
You could turn down the volume on Vampire Diaries and then they'd be saying all the lines from Nightmare Before Christmas.
That might be funny.
Mm-hmm. But we didn't watch Vampire Diaries yesterday. In fact, yesterday we went to a play. We're recording this in August for our Christmas episode, so we're a few months working ahead. We went to go see...
Oh, this is the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
We went to go see Krampus, a new musical.
So I was looking for fringe plays to send Sydney to, and then I saw this and I thought it would be the perfect Christmas episode. So... the description is, from the creators of the fringe hit musicals Cult Cycle and Imaginary Friend comes a dark Christmas musical about secrets, lies, and the 10-foot Christmas demon that might be lurking on the rooftop. You better watch out.
And as soon as Cheryl pointed this out to me, I was like, that would be an excellent episode. An excellent Christmas episode. So far, I think we're 3 for 4 for Krampus-related content. Krampus is going to be the new thing.
3 for 4.
Yeah, our Christmas episodes so far, we've had 3 that have been Krampus related.
We took you the Krampus
Zoom call.
knocked.
Yeah.
That's the other one.
And when you had your tarot cards done.
Yeah, and now we've seen a Christmas musical.
Sure have. So, one thing of note, Sydney did message me while she was in line saying she was bored, but I wanted to make sure you guys got there because one of the things with the Fringe Festival plays is if you don't arrive on time, they will not let you in the doors.
Yeah, that happened to me in Ottawa.
Yeah.
I bet it happens to you a lot.
But they don't put like the cutoff time anywhere, which is like...
The cutoff time is the time that the play starts.
Come on, like the real time though. Give us the real time.
We didn't even tell you what was going on. You
yeah,
had
we
no
were
idea.
so early.
But a half hour?
The most early
Uh-huh.
that I've ever been in my entire life.
How's it feel?
I was so bored. And I just wanted to play Wordle, but we had no reception where we were standing in the line. And Chris was also boring.
I told you, since we were standing on a tiled floor, you could just cut your thumb and play Wordle on the floor.
Yeah, sound like a biohazard. Plus then, like, I can't play Wordle if I have to come up with the word, because then I would just know it. That's called just saying words to yourself.
I did go to this fringe play with Sydney. Cheryl did not come. She was going to see a fringe play with a friend of hers. So Cheryl and I went and picked up Sydney, and then we dropped Cheryl off right away. And I'll say now, I didn't even tell Sydney what we were doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that you sent me like a screenshot of something that had like a fringe-esque logo. And then you started driving away from the fringe, and it was very concerning because the fringe is mainly on White Ave.
I mean, you still technically were close to White Ave.
I don't know. Campus St. Jean is far.
And for your complaining that you got there early, my play didn't start till 8. So I was dropped off at 6:30. So I waited an hour and a half for my play.
You're
That's
only
silly.
half as early as Cheryl.
Yeah.
It was an eternity.
You slacker.
A literal eternity.
And yet here we are.
Mm-hmm.
We had good seats, though.
Yeah.
We were very near the front.
Awesome.
Yep. I made sure of that because Sydney just wanted to go to the back. And she's like, oh, we're sitting up close, are we?
Oh, I don't... Well, I mean, it's okay for a play to sit closer. I mean, it's like a status symbol.
Your attitude didn't reflect that in the way you brought it up as soon as I sat us down.
Well, you didn't even look at any of the other seats. You just, like, picked one without, like, assessing what was the best seat. It was just a little willy-nilly.
That's how you miss the good seats.
And also, you left a space between you and the stranger, and then it caused like a whole kerfluffle later when someone else was looking for a seat.
A woman who is going to see the fringe by herself asked us, "Is that seat taken?" And I turned to the guy next to me, and I'm like, "Is it?" And he's like, "No."
Like,
It was a whole thing. We had to talk like two strangers. I was like in spirit in the conversation.
You don't talk to people, Sydney.
No.
I went to 3 different fabric lands today, and 2 of them people thought I was a store employee, so I got approached by like 4 random strangers to ask for help and advice. So there you go.
That happens to me all the time at liquidation places.
Does it?
Do I just look like I work at a liquidation place?
I mean, to be fair, when you dress in all black, that is
Little.
usually something employees have to do.
I was meeting the owner of the company for our vendor in Vegas, and I was just wearing black skinny jeans, black Converse, and a black top, and he 100% thought I was a waitress. I was like, no, I'm your client.
Good job.
I don't own other clothes, so
You're supposed to dress in white. All white.
I don't even own anything white.
Opposite.
It's not slimming, I heard. Not a white guy. Not a white wearing guy.
Nice correction there.
Yeah.
You're very white.
I prefer the term Casper-esque.
So yes, I talked to people, and it was a whole kerfuffle for Sydney, who just had to sit there and watch things happen around her.
Stranger danger.
Which is a funny complaint because you're at a play.
How is that a funny complaint?
Because you just had to sit there and watch things happen around you.
Yeah, but I was like expecting the play things to happen.
You weren't expecting your brother to talk to strangers?
No, I hated it.
You know, the fact that I can go with you places and you refuse to talk to anyone and I do all the talking, it makes me wonder if you're real.
Oh, like maybe I'm an imaginary friend.
Yeah, because I'm the only person interacting.
I mean, if I'm an imaginary person and I have to pay rent, that's pretty upsetting.
It's a very convincing imagination I have.
Well, we'll have to test it a beautiful mind style. That means we go find a flock of birds and I run through it.
It'd be amusing. About like a third of this podcast is just silence, and then I'm reacting to what you're saying.
Yeah. It'd be a different kind of podcast.
I wonder how much you'd be able to infer from context of like what the conversation's about. Because I eavesdrop on people's phone calls on the bus sometimes, and you can like glean a lot of information about what's going on.
This is a PSA for those of you who ride the bus with Sydney.
I'm listening to your phone calls.
She's listening in and judging.
To be fair, most people when they're on their phone, they talk way louder than they would in real life.
Super loud.
Yeah. So if you're gonna talk on the bus on your phone, you're going to have people overhear you.
Yeah.
My favorite was when there's a guy on the bus and he's got his person on speaker and he's screaming into the phone. And you can also hear the other end of the conversation. That person's doing the same thing. And it's just 2 guys miles apart screaming into the speaker on their phone.
It is good when you get both sides of the conversation.
That's true.
On the topic of imaginary beings, Krampus, who may or may not be imaginary. So I'll say at this point there will be spoiler alerts because this is a touring play. So if you don't want to hear this, just plug your ears saying fa la 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 for the next, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. Once it looks like the time is run out on the podcast, you can unplug your ears.
So when you say it's a touring podcast, when you say it's a touring play, were the people performing it from Edmonton?
I don't know. We didn't have program guides for it.
I couldn't find any information when I Googled after about touring or anything like that.
Oh, I did.
Where did you find it? I found the trailer on YouTube, and that was it.
I just Googled the name of the play, and I found a bunch of articles from like Ottawa and across the country.
Well, then. I was trying to find the songs. I liked the songs.
You got to learn to Google things. As an IT person, people are going to have questions.
Googling is a very different skill from IT, so settle down.
I've worked with IT professionals. They Google for half their job.
Worry about yourself and stop giving away our trade secrets.
You're using Hotbot, aren't you?
I use ChatGPT a lot.
You're using Ask Jeeves.
Worry about yourself.
Spoilers ahead, because I don't think we can talk about the play without talking about what happens in the play.
Sure we can.
So at what point did you realize that it might involve Krampus?
I saw the poster on the way in.
Okay.
And it said Krampus Musical.
How did that make you feel? Was it exciting?
I was like, oh, this is not so bad. Because it's a musical And that suggested to me a low level of audience participation.
That's fair.
Which was a relief.
Mm-hmm.
I was really afraid you were going to make me do some weird improv shit or something. I was so worried about like showing up somewhere and being signed up for something. When we started driving away from the Fringe, I was like, I'm going to tuck and roll.
Yeah, fair.
I did tell Sydney that there's a furry creature involved.
Yes.
And she got really angry.
Yeah, I said no more furry events. I also said we should bail and go to the cat cafe.
But your brother would die.
Like, bring an EpiPen.
Do you know how expensive EpiPens are?
No.
Oh, well, they're expensive.
Maybe if you just expose yourself more to cats, it'll get better.
I'm not allowed to expose myself to other people's cats.
No, it's all... Sorry. No.
Probably just my own, but that doesn't feel right either.
You're the worst.
So we sat down. Sydney got morbidly embarrassed because a lady asked if she could just have the open seat next to us. And I
Then
said,
we were in the
okay.
way, and we had to get up and get out of the way and get back in the way.
Sydney's never been outside anywhere before.
Also, why are all theater seats for midgets? Like, the theater seats that we had, they, like, leaned back. So, like...
Little people.
As soon as someone sat in front of me, the chair, like, reclined further than an airplane seat back. What?
Midgets is not a PC term.
Anymore.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You're bad.
Short people. They're short people. The chairs leaned back really far and smashed me in the knees. I didn't know that. We weren't saying that no more.
It's okay.
I didn't get the memo.
I told you.
Well, just now you did. And
It's
now
true.
I said sorry.
And now you'll never do it again.
Right.
So, the theater, like, how big was it?
I think
Small.
it could fit around like 200 people.
Okay.
Small.
It was like floor seating, and then there was like 2 floors above us of just sort of like a tight ring balcony seating.
Oh, nice.
I think 1 or 2 rows for the upper levels. So yeah, it was a packed house. The entire venue sold out. So
Wow. Glad I bought the tickets early.
yep.
That was a really nice venue, too. They had all this outdoor seating and live music outdoors and beers.
Yeah.
Cheryl's well versed with this location, Cafe Bicyclette.
Yeah.
Sydney did become worried at one point that we didn't bring a bicycle.
I just thought, is it mandatory to
No,
have a bicycle?
it is not.
Because I don't own a bicycle.
Didn't we take you to... Oh, we haven't taken you to the canoe volant.
Where?
The flying canoe.
No.
Okay. That's probably because it's outside and it's winter.
Where the devil gave a bunch of sailors a canoe trip in the sky.
But it's outside in the winter.
It is.
Do you light the canoe on fire?
No.
Oh.
It's a French-Canadian festival about how some voyageurs made deals with the devil to fly back to Quebec to visit their families for Christmas. Yeah,
When is it? February?
February.
It's a
I'm
good
undoing
February
that.
episode. March.
Mm-mm.
Who knows, with all this climate change, maybe it'll be warm in February.
That's true. Or maybe it'll be even colder and worse and terribler.
The 3 levels, and on the it was just the floor stage that had a bunch of Christmas things set up. Christmas tree, fireplace with a bunch of Christmas festoonery all over it, chairs, a table with a fruitcake on it,
Nice.
or fake fruitcake,
Mm-hmm.
a stage
It was
fruitcake.
definitely fake.
And the story starts off just one of those, it's a family in a house, and the mother is real militant about having the most perfect Christmas ever.
Ah, yes, those mothers. Like, was she obsessed to the point she wouldn't let the kids decorate the Christmas tree?
It didn't come up
Oh, okay.
whether or not. They're just talking about how they've been like cleaning all day and stuff. But also like very distracting. The mom's microphone, I think, was meant to be hidden behind her wig. But like you could just see it taped to her forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 of the other actors had headsets, which was way less weird than trying to hide the microphone in the wig. And then the little boy, I spent the entire play trying to find his microphone, but they hid it in his hair, and he had kind of curly hair.
Oh, nice.
So I could see the wire like going up his skull on like the back of his head, and then the microphone is hidden in his hair, and I couldn't find it. That's what I spent a significant portion of the play looking for.
And you were right, it is very distracting because the not letting the kids decorate the tree did come up in song.
Oh,
They sung it right in front of us.
I was very distracted. I was because at first I was like, "What is that taped to her forehead?" And I was like, "Oh, that's her microphone."
You don't remember the little girl character handing the mother an ornament and the mother just threw it in the garbage?
I was busy. Whoops.
Very nice.
You're busy stage producing someone else's play.
It would have been less weird if she had a headset or like clipped to the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We're all staring at you.
Well, I missed critical plot development because I was distracted by the microphone.
Fair. So there's a song about not letting the children help with Christmas?
It was more to establish like the mother's character.
Okay.
About like how everything's got to go right. She needs to like make sure she outdoes her older or younger sister.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, she's planning for family to come over to the house and she's gonna like one up her sister.
Yep.
Still waiting for Sydney to one up us on Christmas.
It's not going to happen. I don't even wrap gifts unless you're a literal child. And even then, I'm like, they'll be just as excited if I don't wrap it.
That is true.
I'm not the Christmas one-upper guy.
You're gonna get visited by 3 ghosts on Christmas, and they're not gonna be able to wake you up out of bed.
I think that's only if I undertake significant wealth hoarding and like abuse a disabled boy named Timmy.
Tiny Tim.
Oh, is it Tiny Tim?
Yeah.
Timothy.
Whatever. Everyone knows what I meant. Also, is everyone else a bit like imagining the Donald Duck version
Of
the Scrooge?
Oh no, actually the first one that comes to mind for me is Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, I always picture the Scrooge one with Donald Duck.
So yep, Sydney did not hear any of the music.
It was distracting.
Which is funny because at the end you were like, I want to get that soundtrack.
I did like the songs.
Yeah.
Just
but
because I
you
don't know the words to every song doesn't mean I can't not like the songs. Rude.
So the mom's making like a huge deal about making everything perfect. And she brings up the fruitcake prop that was on the stage, saying she's been letting it ferment for months.
Ah, yes.
It's going to be the best fruitcake anyone's ever seen.
Is that how you actually make fruitcake?
Yeah, so it's ferment might not be the right word, but you were supposed to soak it in rum and occasionally put more and more rum on it.
And because she wants everything to be perfect, she yells at her kids to go to bed around 6:30 p.m.
Wow.
And the kids, one of the older brother decides to stay up, and hilarity follows where they accidentally destroy the cake.
Nice.
And the older brother decides to teach the younger sister about lying to cover up the whole thing.
You see.
That song has been stuck in my head all weekend.
Sydney will now recount the song,
No.
singing it in her own voice.
No.
It's been in her head.
No.
Gotta let it out.
No.
Is that the sort of thing you would have done when you were younger to Sydney?
Chris was not lie based. He was more like prank based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually in the story, because the daughter is sort of a ditz, sort of like
Yeah.
has the intelligence of old leaves.
Okay.
And she comes up with like a bunch of like lies. Her first lie was describing the exact thing that happened. And he's like, no. And she's like, what if we lie and said I broke it? And he's like, wait, okay. And he pins it all on her, which is something I would have done.
Yes.
Although I don't
But he
think...
didn't sing us any songs about the value of lying.
No.
So.
He did sing songs about the value of lying.
No,
you
you didn't.
Oh,
You don't
didn't.
have any songs about lying,
It's true.
which
I'm
is a bunch of bullshit.
I'm not a musical person.
The worst.
So then, because how long does it take the mum to discover the fruitcake has been ruined?
Pretty much right away.
Yeah.
As soon as they're finished the song about lying.
Yeah,
And how to
fair.
lie.
Yeah.
And I should say at this point, so the characters at the start of it are a family. So it's the mom, a dad, and 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the mother's like super controlling. And the kids are just sort of like under her thumb. And the husband is just sort of like, I don't know, like a henpecked, I'll do whatever she says because
Yes.
Oblivious kind of.
I won't do any better than her because I don't deserve her sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he's like constantly agreeing with whatever random assertion the mothers make.
Mm-hmm.
Easily suggestible.
And so in all this, every time the mother obviously then is like reprimanding the kids, he's just like, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, go to bed. And he's like, listen to your mother, go to bed.
The actors were quite good, though.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
The dad had strong dad vibes.
Yeah, he
The
really
dad
did.
actor.
Yeah.
How old do you say the kids are?
This is something that always confuses me in theater, like when there's like little kids, but like they're being played by full grown adults. So it took me like a couple beats to figure out that they're supposed to be like small children.
Okay.
I don't know, like 10.
Yeah, okay.
Although I think there's a joke about the girl winning like a toddler competition, so maybe she was even younger.
Yeah, she was playing the whole toddlers and tiaras part. Like
Oh,
the
wow.
mother's pushing her to be in
She's like a
pageantry.
pageant kid, yeah.
Mm.
But she was played by a full-grown Asian woman, so hard to tell.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
The children characters were distracting too, because the girl was wearing a tutu and the boy was wearing lederhosen.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
And he's constantly fixing it because the shoulder straps kept falling off.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was like by design or not.
The lederhosen?
Falling off, like all the straps going all over.
No, I don't think so. I think that's just how lederhosens work.
Kind of. There is a clip or a piece in the front that will actually hold the straps up. So if they didn't have that, then
Yeah. Kind of had something right around sternum level, but
Yeah.
still falling off.
yeah, fair.
To be fair, there was a lot of physicality going
Mm-hmm.
on.
Yeah. There's lots of dancing.
Yeah.
It was all like choreographed dancing.
Wow.
They just come in singing and dancing, and you're like, oh, all right, buckle up and get ready for this journey.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
And
you.
no one's yawning.
It's fine.
Wake up, Sydney. Slap
Go
your
to hell.
face.
I hope the Krampus drags you straight to hell. Is that what the Krampus does?
Yes, that's supposed to be kind of what he does.
Yep. It depends on like where you're from, because there's varying levels. Like sometimes Krampus will just beat your bad children with reeds.
This was also not like classic Krampus.
Sometimes Krampus will abduct children, take them to hell. Other stories have them abducting children to work in the coal mines where Santa gets his coal for naughty
right.
kids.
That's dark.
Welcome to German fairy tales.
Coal's still quite valuable, as if Santa just be giving away coal for free.
Yeah.
It's even more valuable since all the labor's unfree.
True.
It makes all that extra money.
And then what happened?
Yeah, I was going to say
You were there, Sydney.
she was too busy staring at the microphone on the woman's forehead.
It's true.
I was, otherwise engaged. And then just trying to look for I never found that microphone on the
On the
characters.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think she just knew how to project.
The guy? No, he had a microphone.
All of them.
No. The girl singers did. They had some wild singing, really belting it out.
Good for them.
That's the whole setup there. At one point, the children's old nanny drops by, and she has come to deliver a warning that Krampus is going to, or she
We don't
delivers a
know.
warning to the whole family
Yeah.
that they need to come clean about something. And the nanny was like unceremoniously fired at some earlier point. So like, while the mother is upset to see the nanny, the kids are like overjoyed and they want her to like read them a bedtime story. And so the mother lets her because she wants the kids to go to bed. And there's this great part where they're flipping back and forth because they didn't want the nanny reading them like scary stories or getting the kids worked up. So like every time the nanny tells them the scary Krampus story about how he comes and hurts all like the spoiled children. So the father would keep coming into the bedroom and she would like flip it to a story about a polar bear and penguins
little
wanting to
penguin.
give hugs.
Aw.
She was very theatrical in like her little Krampus hand gesture and face gestures was just all excellent.
That's awesome.
She was maybe the best character.
And it was also like quick pace because like he would like pop in the scene behind her and she would like switch the song on a dime to like about
Wow.
what it was about. So it was pretty good. Very
That's
good
awesome.
comedic effect.
Yes. Good comedic timing.
Is she warning the kids about Krampus or the whole family?
I think she's just telling the kids the Krampus story.
Okay.
She warned the family first that they need to come clean.
Okay. And then told the children to the story, I guess, maybe to threaten them into telling the truth if the parents won't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because then at some point the kid like admits that he dropped the fruitcake and not his sister because he thinks that will like get rid of the Krampus because they've all come clean, but they haven't all come clean.
Yep. And it was that point, like when the song's over, like the parents are like, all right, get out of here. We don't know what you're telling our kids. And then the Krampus appears in the children's room later and steals their cat,
Nice.
Yeah,
which bothered Sydney.
I didn't like it.
Was it a real cat?
No, but that would have been dope. I don't think you could get a real cat in a play though.
You might be able to.
They'd have to be super chill.
Yeah.
It was a stuffed cat.
Get
Yeah,
like
okay.
a 30-year-old cat and he just doesn't move anymore.
Yeah.
Just pick him up.
Yeah.
There was like an ongoing joke about the toddler kept calling it a dog, though, which was kind of funny.
The daughter character was just dumb as a sack of rocks.
That's fair. Yeah, that happens at that age.
And then they're throwing the nanny out of the house, and the Krampus like opens the door, knocks on the door or whatever, and drags the nanny to hell. Or off stage.
Mm-hmm.
We assume to hell.
Yep. He approaches her from behind with a string of garland and then wraps it around her neck and pulls her backwards.
Pulls her away. Just regular, like, Christmas garland, sparkly Christmas garland.
Yep.
Yeah, nice.
And he's like a big hunchbacked thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had like the big horns. Had almost like a stag skull faced.
Nice.
Curious about how you get into that costume and what makes it so round. Or is it two people?
Maybe they put one of those dress bustles on his back.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
He also had those things, like I get advertised them on Amazon sometimes. They're like finglongeners
Oh, yes.
that are articulated, so like they move with your finger moving.
Nice.
So he had some extra long bony fingers.
And was he actually furry like you would threaten Sydney?
The legs were
Okay.
Yeah, the legs were.
where the hooves ended.
Yeah.
Nice.
But he's wearing a big red like Santa cloak.
Mm-hmm. Fair. He does work for Santa.
Sorry.
Wake up, Sydney.
I only had one coffee today, and I'm just like, I don't know.
You should only watched half the amount of Vampire Diaries you did, and then you would have went to bed on time.
I didn't sleep very well. And my ear is popping too. So I'm trying to like pop my ear as well. There's a lot going on over here.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell.
Like, have you ever not had your ear pop? I can hear my voice so loud here.
That's what it's like all the time for me.
This is hell.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
I wish I had bionic robot ears.
You can take a decongestant and it will pop your ears.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's what I use to fly.
Huh.
Because otherwise I get migraines.
This is a big learning episode for Sydney.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought if you yawn or if you like open your mouth, it's supposed to make a pop.
And chew things. Yeah, it'll sometimes help.
It's not working.
Or if you bend over and put your head lower than your waist and you walk in circles, that'll clear it out too.
No, it won't.
I wanted...
Now I'm gonna get the dog all riled up. Lower than your waist?
That works.
Freddie's so happy to see you.
Faster.
Did it work?
Did it work?
Did not work, Christmas. Oh, it worked!
I'm surprised because I did make that up.
You heard it here first. Oh, that's so much better.
You're welcome. And I got amused at the same time. Everybody wins.
I had a little stretch, got a little blood flowing to my brain.
Nice.
What are we talking about?
Krampus.
What part are we at?
We're at
He
the
stole
park.
the cat.
Stole a cat.
Dragged that cat right to hell.
He dragged the nanny to hell.
Dragged the nanny to hell.
And then it's at the part now where the kids are well and out of bed. And they're with the parents in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And they're boarding up the house and everything
But
to keep the Krampus out.
But he was already in the house. He took the cat.
No, he just like took the cat through a window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah.
That's how I steal all my cats.
Fair.
Yeah, the Krampus sort of like comes into the house and then does something and then disappears for a good amount of time.
Yeah, and like stomps on the roof and stuff.
Kind of like horror movie rules.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would sing as many songs as they sung if I was being haunted by the Krampus.
That's fair.
And there would certainly be less choreography
Mm-hmm.
for me.
I would imagine that the singing would attract the Krampus. So
Yeah, they had great dancing though.
nice.
And Chris didn't clap for all of the songs.
I clapped.
You didn't clap for all the songs. I saw it.
I told you, I just didn't clap with my hands.
You're supposed to clap with your hands.
I clapped at the end.
So you have to clap after every song.
I don't think I have to.
Nobody's gonna notice one person not clapping.
I noticed.
Well, you noticed a bunch of things that you should have maybe been not focusing on instead of the actual play.
Yeah,
This is
Sydney.
ADHD. I don't know
Oh.
what to tell you. This is how it is, folks.
People singing and dancing in front of you, and you're like, where are their goddamn microphones?
Well, because I found all the other ones, so it was the only microphone I couldn't find. The mom's microphone was very distracting.
The mom's wearing like a bright red Christmas dress and has hair like Peggy Bundy.
Oh wow.
Just like big hair.
Nice.
A lot of makeup.
Yeah.
The kid's in lederhosen, and he's got that Will Ferrell elf. He's got those like graphic socks on.
Oh,
Yeah, the
awesome.
socks were dope. Yeah.
This kid in a bright pink tutu and
Yeah.
the father in an ugly Christmas sweater.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
Sydney's like, microphones, where are their microphones?
Well, I saw all the microphones, and then I was like, oh, where's the son's microphone?
Microphones are like designed to be like not distracting.
It was extremely distracting. Did you not notice it?
Everything else they were was so distracting compared to a microphone.
No, because at first I thought it was her bangs, and then I was like, what is that? It's not moving like how hair moves. Like, what is going on? And then she just stepped a certain way in the light, and I was like, that's her microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it would have been way less weird if they clipped it to her clothes. Did you not even notice?
He
No.
noticed.
This took up a ton of my attention. I don't know what to tell you. I noticed what I noticed.
Okay.
Sorry about your lives.
So other than Chris not clapping, what else did you notice about the songs after that? All right, moving on.
No, it'll come. I'm thinking of things to say. I just have the Just Lie song stuck in my head. Sorry.
That's all right.
Just Lie. Oh, I was wondering when we were watching it, did you know that it was a magical sibling adventure when you picked it out?
No.
Oh, it is.
Magical as in that
There's
they...
a Krampus dragging everyone to hell.
Oh, okay. And do you get to follow Krampus into hell?
No,
Hmm.
but you're like rooting for the kids, and there's
Yeah.
a song about being siblings and having each other's backs.
Aww.
And I was like, that brother's way nicer than my brother. My brother's just annoying.
It's because Krampus
Doesn't
never
clap
showed
after
up.
all the songs. Doesn't notice all the microphones and other little things I notice.
It did remind me that when we were all young kids, when we were playing together, a lot of our themes around like imagining what was happening and did involve an evil mother.
Did it?
It did.
Oh, I only ever remember playing Time Machine.
It's usually around like we gotta escape our evil mother, and I'm sure like moms like watching this happen every day for like years would be like, what?
What am I
That
doing?
bad.
To be fair, I think that's less a commentary on our mother and more of a commentary on how all Disney movies, a good woman is a dead woman.
Mhm.
Like every woman in a 90s Disney movie is like a witch or evil or up to no good or dead.
Yes.
What about Pocahontas?
Well, you got me there.
To be fair to the Pocahontas that Disney did, it is inaccurate because she would have been like 12 or 13. So she would
Yeah.
have been a child had Disney not.
But inside the context of the show, not evil, didn't die.
Yeah.
That's true.
She got to smooch Mel Gibson, which might be worse.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, he's the voice of John Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The raccoon in that movie is so great.
Rocket.
It's not Rocket. You can't just go around naming. Everyone names a raccoon Rocket now.
I have Miko upstairs. If you squeeze his stomach, he laughs. That's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. How did we get here? What?
We just let you take the wheel sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because you said that we used to play all these games of escaping an evil mother, and then I just went on a tangent about how, like, all the moms in Disney movies are dead. Like, all of them.
That should be the title of this episode.
They are. Literally, everyone's mom in every Disney movie is dead. Except for Moana.
What about Mrs. Potts?
Yeah, well, she's a teapot. She doesn't count.
Not at the end.
That's true. Many of the mothers.
Yes.
So yeah, a bunch of mayhem happens. Don't need to go too into detail about it, but you do get the deep dark family secret exposed.
You get all of the valuable critical plot development through songs as well, by the way.
Nice.
So sometimes it's easy to miss stuff. I watch musicals with subtitles because
Yeah, fair.
then I get all the plot points.
They need a cue card guy at the front,
Yeah.
and then like flashing them as
Other
actions
things
happening on the stage.
that I was distracted by include the celloist's face when he was playing his cello, and the French horn when I figured out there was a French horn there, and the piano player.
So with the casting of the show, you can tell from the start, you know, this is not a real family. Like Sydney, like the parents are like your typical average white people. Sydney mentioned the daughter was played by an Asian actress.
Yep.
The little boy character, he was darker skin. I don't know why. He just might be super tan. Who knows?
Yeah, and then they sing about in a song how like they don't look like their parents. And they're like,
That's
what's
awesome.
going on here?
Yep. And that comes into play like later on. You learn the deep dark secret. They have like a photo on the wall that's of people that the kids don't know. And they bring it up at one point that like the parents are like, oh, that's our friends. And they're like, you don't have any friends. Because like the
Not
mother's a bit of a
anymore.
jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And it's revealed that those are the kids' real parents. The mother character wanted to be so perfect, but she couldn't have children. So she decided to take some.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
By orchestrating her friend's murder.
Whoa.
She didn't take like random kids.
Yeah.
She just like murdered a couple people and took their children.
Fair.
Yep. Like the mother sings it at one point earlier on about like how her friends tragically died in a car accident and she like decided to adopt them. And then later on the father gets stabbed with a yard candy cane
Nice.
by Krampus. And as he's dying, he decides to sing about like how much he loves his kids and what he loves about them. And the mother like barges through, like sing about me now. And like the father, it's like his last minute, so he doesn't need to cover anything anymore. So he just mostly sings about how she's terrible, how she lies and manipulates everyone around her,
Nice.
how she cut the brake lines to the car and then told him not to say anything.
Yeah, I think earlier in the play she comes out and says that they're not her kids, but that they died like in a horrible accident. And then later he reveals. So there's layers. And at the very, very beginning of the play, the little boy is dusting a trophy and she's like, don't touch that. That's my biggest accomplishment ever. And then at the end you find out the trophy is made of the brake pads from the car.
Oh, wow.
So it's a literal trophy from a murder.
Wow.
A lot of good setup and payoff in
Yeah,
that play.
nice.
Yeah.
Yep. Not a wasted scene, not a wasted prop.
Yeah.
So do they end up finding a way to get rid of Krampus?
Not really.
Okay.
Like by the end, Krampus shows up and the mother's like in a big panic. She backs up and like has the Christmas tree fall on her and she's pinned. And she's like, well, don't take me, take one of the kids. And she's like, if you're going to take one of the kids, take the boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the children decide to leave with Krampus.
Fair.
And the cat is alive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't the nanny come back at some point? Like the nanny wasn't actually dead.
Yeah. The kids go with Krampus, but at the very last minute, like the kid like tosses a lighter on top of the Christmas tree, setting the mother on fire.
Nice.
And there was lots of smoke and stuff.
Yep. A lot of smoke. As Krampus walks away, you see the nanny reappear. She comes out and kind of sings the epilogue to the story as she's like looting the body and like stealing things from around the living room.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So did the kids just go to hell with Krampus?
Yep.
Dark.
I mean, it's better than what they're experiencing, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it? Seems like they were getting lots of...
I mean, they'd already set their mother on fire.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to do anything else.
I don't know where Krampus takes you, but I bet like the cops can't go there.
Good for fugitives then.
But yeah, a lot of good dark moments.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So like, as the father's like recounting like the true origin story of the kids, the mother puts him out of his misery by yanking out the candy cane and stabbing him over and over and over again.
Wow.
The house lights turn red, so like the whole stage is just like blood red.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Wild.
By this time, Sydney stopped looking at the microphones
No, I never stopped.
in the last few minutes.
I never stopped. I like the wrap-up song where they do all the dancing together.
Everyone danced except for Krampus.
Fair. That would be hard to dance in that costume.
Yep. Krampus also didn't sing.
Also
Sad.
fair. Did he talk?
No.
No, he was just sort of like this large looming figure that just sort of
I mean,
comes in and
same
leaves.
with when we were on our Krampus walk, so. Doesn't talk, he just knocks on windows and gives threatening gestures. So.
My favorite part of the Krampus walk was eating pizza inside and being warm.
Listen back to our previous Christmas special.
So what did Krampus, a new musical, teach you about life?
Don't marry an utter control freak. Don't dress your boy in lederhosen. How about you, Sydney?
Don't murder people and steal their children.
Cancels all your plans.
Yeah. Now my weekend's wide open. And that you should just lie.
Just
and the
lie.
benefits of lying.
So after you had seen the play, in retrospect now, had you known you were going to have such a good time, would you have complained so much about being in line?
Yes.
You just don't like waiting,
I just don't like waiting.
which is why you're always late for things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also, I just have no sense of time.
We were in line for about 4 minutes, and Sydney's like, I'm about to die of boredom.
Literally an eternity. We were in line for 25 minutes. And Chris tried to gaslight me and be like, it's only been 6 minutes. And then my Wordle wouldn't load, which adds on another, 20 spirit minutes.
So then you had to talk to your brother about things.
Yeah.
How come when I say it's only been 6 minutes and it's been like a half hour, that's gaslighting? And when you say you'll be ready in 6 minutes and it's a half hour, that's just ADHD and it's not your fault?
Exactly.
How?
It just is what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
Hmm.
Plus, being on time for things is a scam.
Skeptical. We
Like-
got good seats.
Yeah, but if we had been 5 minutes late, we could have just inferred from context and still understood the play. So
They wouldn't let you in.
They shut the doors.
Well,
And you also might have had to sit next to strangers instead of sitting with Chris.
You might have had to sit in their laps.
Yeah. Or stand for the whole thing.
She's looking wall-eyed, staring into the multiverse.
well, still though, being on time for stuff is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Did the chairs in front of you hit your knees? They
No.
really smashed my knees.
I man-spread.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Kind of got to anyway.
Yeah.
Because they are for little tiny people.
And my
The
neck
seats in the
kind of hurt the
theater.
whole time, but
Mm.
oh well.
Pain in the neck.
Yeah,
Being on time.
Mm-hmm.
it is a pain in the neck to be on time.
So, Sydney, when was the last time prior to this that you'd been to a Fringe play?
June, because I went to the Fringe in Ottawa.
Oh, nice.
And then I wanted to see the paramedic monologues, but I bought the ticket and then it took slightly longer to find the venue than I thought. So the cutoff time was 7:07 and I showed up at 7:07 and they wouldn't let me in. And I was like, this is bullshit. I'm not even technically late yet. So I donated $12 to the Ottawa Fringe because they wouldn't let me in. So then I went and saw another stand-up show, and that girl actually came to Edmonton too. I forget her name, but her stand-up routine is called Where Are You From, and she was quite funny.
Nice.
So that was the last thing I saw.
So wait, you were late for a Fringe play and they shut the doors
Yeah.
and wouldn't let you in, and you still don't want to show up early for a
It
Fringe
wasn't
play.
my fault because I got lost. I was physically on the premises at 7, but I went in through the wrong area. And then when they wouldn't let me in, I went outside and cried on a bench. But then I was like, I already spent $20 to come downtown, so I just bought the next ticket for the next show.
Fair.
Being on time is stupid.
And yet you saw the play that you were meant to go see
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just hard to wait in line and be bored when you... The real problem was that I had no data, or no reception.
Yeah.
So I couldn't entertain myself.
I joined up with the Wi-Fi.
They didn't have any Wi-Fi there.
That's what I was on when I was
Probably-
taking your photos and sending them to Cheryl.
Oh, it was probably stupid Wi-Fi.
It was working. We got a bunch of pictures of Sydney giving Chris the bird.
Oh, yeah, he was trying to take pictures of me at the absolute worst angles possible because he's a monster.
You have no bad angles.
The play brother was much nicer than you, just so you know. He didn't take any unflattering photos of his sister.
How do you know?
Because it wasn't in the play, Cheryl.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. 80% sure.
Are you sure you just weren't looking for his microphone?
I never found it. Are we not in agreement that that's so much more distracting than just wearing a headset or clipping it like a lapel mic?
To be fair, because I've done a bunch of stuff where I've been on stage, I know how hard it can be to do that stuff, so no, I don't find it distracting.
You really think that the best place for a microphone on stage is taped to your forehead?
Sometimes it's hard to get the right angle or the right place for something, and so I've seen stuff like that happen before.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me.
Fair. I mean, at least you could hear her. I've definitely been to plays where, like, they hung the microphone from the ceiling, and then the person who's supposed to be speaking in the microphone can't get...
Project.
Yeah, and so then the sound just dies, which is also, I say, that's way more distracting than a microphone taped to someone's forehead.
Fine. Fine.
I mean, I have hearing problems, so if I can't hear, it's annoying. How about Chris? What was the last time you went to the Fringe?
I know it was with you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what we saw.
I think that might have been the year we did the fake ghost tour.
The fake ghost tour was good.
Yeah.
You know, like a actual ghost tour where they take you on a walk on city streets and tell you about the history?
Yeah.
These two guys would take a group of people out and walk around White Ave and make up stuff.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, they had some very backwards history, and it was pretty fun.
That's pretty silly.
Yeah, it was good. We liked it. At one point, a white husky showed up, and they started saying it was a wolf, and yeah, it's a good time.
Huskies are very dramatic.
It was exceptionally dramatic because that wasn't even part of the walk. It was just somebody's off-leash dog just trotted right through the group.
Yeah.
Feels right that it would be a husky.
And how did they end every story? It was like, and some say when the moon is bright. They ended every story the exact same way.
Yeah.
So you went to a fringe play that required you to get up and walk around White Ave.
Yep.
Yeah.
That 100% sounds like something you two would do.
I like walking.
I don't not like walking, but I'm just like literally dying of exhaustion for my entire life. So like the benefit of a play is that I get to go sit in the dark and no one talks to me. Apparently God is a Scottish drag queen is the play to go see.
Okay.
I didn't know that
Apparently
about God.
They play it every year, I guess.
They left that part out of religion class.
The one I wanted to do, which I won't get a chance because today's the last day of the Fringe, but the Sherlock Holmes experience. You get
That
to
was
solve a
good.
murder.
There was a murder cabaret too.
Yeah.
That would have been good, but I didn't even know it was a Fringe all week, and then I was like, oh no, it's over.
Well, I'm glad I got you to go to one Fringe play.
Yeah, good job, Cheryl.
Would you recommend this to anyone who would later go see it on tour?
Yes.
Yep. For as simple as like all the stage props are, dancing, music's on point.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times you see like a bad musical and like you just want the songs to end. Like last time I watched Frozen.
Yep.
What are you trying to say about Idina Menzel?
I'm trying to say she could have used a better songwriter.
Wow.
That's fair.
Definitely good quality play. Writing's good, singing's good.
Good.
Way better than Frozen.
Good.
I tell you, when I saw Frozen in theaters, there was a dad in front of us with his two kids, and by the time the third song came on, he's like, Jesus Christ, there's another song.
Why did you go see Frozen in theaters?
It was like at the time where like Disney and Pixar are really knocking it out of the park with their animated films.
I don't think I saw Frozen in theaters. I saw Moana in theaters, so that was fucking great.
Yeah.
I didn't
did
see
too.
you there, so I don't think you saw it.
Didn't you also accidentally see Twilight in theaters? Because you just didn't know what it was about?
I heard it was a vampire film,
Yeah, you should have
and I thought, how bad could that be?
maybe gathered more information.
I'm one of those people that as soon as my friends were obsessed with it in high school, I was like, this is going to be bad. And so a bunch of them were like so excited to go see Twilight. And I was like, ugh.
I clued in when I saw the entire, like, because we lined up before the movie, and I saw all the other people who were seeing the movie,
They're all
and they're not
tweens.
people like me.
You know, like this might have been a mistake.
Yeah,
It wasn't my idea anyway.
it's
but,
okay.
yeah.
My friend tried to sell it to me. She was like, this book series is so good. I picked it up and read the back, and I was like, that's enough of that. That's as far as I got.
Well done.
Yeah.
Don't invite Sydney to the Fringe Twilight play.
For someone who doesn't like Twilight, I have seen all the movies because my friends were like, oh my gosh, we have to go see another. And if you're having a girls' night with friends, sometimes you get dragged to movies you don't want to see.
I don't remember how I came to see them all. I think maybe someone took me to the first one in theaters. Then you kind of got to know how it ends.
No, I was good. I didn't need to know how it ended.
I figured I knew.
Do you? Because
I mean-
the wolf, like, imprints on someone's baby, and it's pretty fucking weird.
Well, I didn't see
Did
that
you know about
far.
that?
I just saw the first one.
Yeah.
You're talking about you had to see them all so you know how the story ends?
Yeah, once I'm into it, I'm into it.
I'm not that kind of person.
I just saw the first one, and I didn't have high expectations, and then I hate watch the following three.
Like, I haven't seen the last season of How I Met Your Mother because after the second or third episode, I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
I've only done that once ever, and it was with The Walking Dead.
I did it with that. I did it with Dexter. Walking Dead, I didn't make past season 2.
Yeah.
I made it to before the spiky baseball bat guy. And then because they fake out Glenn's death earlier in that season.
Spoilers.
And then I like Googled some spoiler that he died for real in the next season opening. And I was like, fuck this show. That's the only show I've ever rage quit. Everything else I'll kind of see it through.
It depends. Some shows I'll see them through if I'm still kind of enjoying them, but there have definitely been ones where I've rage quit.
I also like Dakota Fanning.
That's
you know
fair.
what's worth sticking around to the end? Krampus, a new musical.
Yeah, I keep calling it everything but what it's actually called. I'm like, Krampus, A Christmas Story. Krampus, oh this or that. I'm just like, keep fucking up the title. Apparently they do other things that have been like knocked out of the park too.
Nice.
There's more than one play at the Fringe.
No, those writers and producers are apparently known for putting on good stuff.
A dream team.
No, we just need the soundtrack.
I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
I couldn't find it. I Googled for 2 whole minutes.
Well, I'll send them an email and ask.
Well, I'm going to thank Cheryl for finding this very enjoyable Fringe play.
Thanks, Cheryl.
If you are out there in podcast land thinking about seeing a Fringe play, maybe your very, very first one, definitely go.
Go to any Fringe play. Fringe is great.
Not anyone.
Anyone. That's
Just-
how I always do it.
Just Google ahead of time if it's good.
No, literally show up, pick the closest venue to you, and the first thing that's not sold out.
My friend Anna, she said the very first Fringe play she saw involved a woman on stage screaming about her vagina for about an hour.
It's the beauty of the Fringe. You get what you get.
I think that takes us to the end of today's very Christmassy episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. This is your host, Chris, signing off.
This is Cheryl.
I'm in Sydney. I did that thing.
Now sing us the Christmas song.
Which one?
The first one that came to your head just now when I said the Christmas song. Thanks for listening to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, spread the joy and share us with your friends or leave a review.
If you really enjoy our podcast and you want to support us in doing more episodes, consider donating to our Patreon or leave us suggestions in the comment section on our website or social media. Or you can email us at iwentoutsidepod@gmail.com.
And make sure you follow us on our social medias. We got Twitter. We got Facebook. We don't got Snapchat because that's for creeps.
We don't have Twitter.
We don't have Twitter.
Facebook and Instagram.
We got Facebook, Insta.
Oh, fuck. Okay. We're not going to do it again. It's not going to be as good. Why don't we have Twitter? We got Facebook. We got Instagram. And you can see all our photos and adventures that don't get turned into episodes because every day of our life is an adventure. Bye.